My name is Richard Lamparski, and as I promised you a couple of months ago when Al Hodge was on this program as Captain Video, he'd come back and be the Green Hornet. So thanks very much.
That was my pleasure.
Do you feel more like the Green Hornet today?
I am not really sure what I feel like today. Probably a little of both.
You were the first, right?
The first Green Hornet, that's correct.
Which began in 1936.
1936.
And you were on until how long?
Until I went in the service.
The Green Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies that even the G-men cannot reach. The Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet was one of radio's best-known juvenile shows. Created by George W. Trendle, it debuted on January 31st, 1936 over WXYZ in Detroit. It became one of 3 major programs, along with The Lone Ranger and Challenge of the Yukon, to originate from the station. Title character Britt Reid was the great-nephew of the Lone Ranger. He worked as a newspaper publisher by day and operated as a vigilante by night. The Green Hornet was originally portrayed by Al Hodge.
And then I think the program itself went on until around 1951 or 52 after that. I did go back, though, after I was discharged from the service, and did it for about 5 or 6 months before I came to New York.
You did the title role again?
Yes, I did.
Was it always done from Detroit?
Yes, always.
Right to the end?
Right to the very end.
Yeah, I remember it very well on WXYZ, which would be the Blue Network or ABC,
yes,
I guess now.
That's right. Well, that, as you well know, of course, was the home of the Lone Ranger.
Yes, and Sergeant Preston.
That's right, and Challenge of the Yukon.
Who was Sergeant Preston? I don't remember.
Well, Sergeant Preston originally was Paul Sutton.
His sidekick Kato was a master chemist who used gas guns and smokescreens. Kato was also an expert in the secrets of Far Eastern fighting techniques. This episode, Not 1 Cent for Tribute, was originally the 8th in the series.
The adventure, Not 1 Cent for Tribute. The events and characters depicted in this drama are fictitious. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental.
Is that the gas station on the next corner, Kruger? Not that one, Zoe. Can't you see how much he's charging for gas? That one's okay. The one we want is on the next corner. Which way? Turn left. There's the place. Here it goes.
Well, boys, I guess we won't have no more trouble with that guy.
Not now, Slagle.
Drink up, boys. You sure the bomb did a good job?
I was watching through the rearview mirror, Slagle. Kruger tossed that pineapple right into the middle of the gas pump. Don't worry, boss. You can pick up what's left of the place with an eyedropper.
That's fine. From now on, he'll pay protection dough along with the rest.
You got a sweet racket, Slagle.
Sure.
Every gas station in the city is kicking in.
They're paying for protection, Sally. I make sure nothing happens to them.
And if they don't pay?
They run into trouble like tonight. You were careful enough to let anyone see you?
We went by too fast, boss. Yeah, we used a stolen car. Ditched it a couple of blocks further on. The only guy that has an idea of us is the guy we bombed. Catch him talking.
Besides, he don't know for sure. All he's got is suspicion.
Right. A guy who's scared don't make a good witness. You need more than suspicions for proof.
You said it, boss.
As for the police, they can't prove a thing when they ain't got witnesses.
Miss Case got the district attorney on the phone for me. Have Lowry here when I'm through talking.
Yes, Mr. Reid.
Have it up.
Well, it looks like a 3-alarm fire the way he's burning up. Sally, get the district attorney on the wire. And tell Lowry to stop cutting out paper dolls and come in here on the double. Mr. Reed's in a hurry. And I do mean hurry. Well, I wonder what it is this time. Last week he was turning out scorching editorials on dangerous drivers and how they were a menace on the city streets. Yes, Mr. Reid?
Get me all the information we have on the recent gas station accident. Bring it to me as soon as you get it. Oh, is that the district attorney?
Mr. Reed's office? Just a moment. Yes, Mr. Reid, it's the district attorney. I'll switch him on your wire.
I have it. Get busy on that list.
Hello. Hello, let me have the morgue.
Don't tell me, Casey. The boss is going to make me the lovelorn editor.
You'd do better at a racetrack, Lowry. Hello, morgue?
Morgue? Did somebody die?
Not that morgue, silly. The place where we keep all the back copies of the Sentinel.
Oh, no, Casey, you're kidding me. If there's any information he wants, I have it at my fingertips.
This is his case. Mr. Reid wants all the information you have about recent gas station accidents.
That's it, huh?
I don't care how you get them. Well, check with the police. Go through your back copies.
Casey, that last gas station that was blown up was a shambles. Wrecked pumps, gasoline. I never saw such a mess.
It doesn't take a reporter to see that.
Do I detect a note of sarcasm in that last crack?
You do. Honestly, Lowry, it's an open secret who's back of all these bombings and fires.
Really?
Legal, that's who.
Tell me something I don't know, Casey.
Then why don't your stories say so?
Listen, Casey. Sure, Slagle controls the gas stations in this town. He's got a protection racket that brings in a cent on every gallon.
Then why don't
But the Sentinel can't print that. There's no proof. We'd be sued from here to Christmas.
My idea of heaven would be someplace where a newspaper can print what everybody knows is true, even though it can't be proved.
Yeah, but this place isn't heaven.
Not while Slagle is here.
Well, maybe the district attorney can do something.
I've been talking to him, Laura. Just finished.
Did he have anything, Mr. Reid?
Not a thing, Miss Case.
How about that last bombing, boss?
That's the same story all over again, Laura. Suspicions with no proof. Even the owner of that gas station refuses to talk.
And meanwhile, that snake Slagle keeps raking in all the cash he can get his grabbing hands on.
There's one consolation, Mr. Reid.
Yeah, Casey?
None that I know of, Miss Case.
Well, what I mean is, Slagle's only taking money from gas stations.
Well?
1 cent difference in the price of gasoline isn't going to affect people so much.
Miss Case, you're making the same mistake that others do. The price of gasoline is as important as any other.
But suppose Slagle's racket were meat and vegetable markets. Well, people wouldn't be able to get the right kind or amount of food. Now, you can't
It's
compare...
practically the same thing.
Keep your ears open, Casey. Here's where you get a lesson in simple economics.
Meat and vegetable markets use trucks in their business.
Yes,
They have to pay the same higher price for gasoline that Slagle forces from everyone else.
but a cent a gallon...
Well, that adds up. If they spend more for gasoline, they have to make it up somewhere else. In other words, if their expenses go up, they have to charge the public more for the food they're selling.
You hit it, boss, and the same goes for every family that uses a car.
Exactly. Every cent they have to spend for gas means 1 cent less to buy milk and eggs and fresh vegetables for the family table.
Why, of course. I didn't stop to think.
More people did think, Miss Case. Racketeers like Slagle would never get started.
Too late for that now. Slagle's got the gas stations tied up tighter than Houdini.
Well, that's why I called you. We're going after every one of those gasoline dealers.
Why, boss?
If we can find one man who'll act as witness against Slagle, that's all the district attorney will need.
They're sending the names up from the morgue, Mr. Reid.
Go after them, Lowry. Take Clicker Benny with you.
Okay. We ought to be able to convince somebody that he's smart to act as witness.
Lowry and Clicker Benny made the rounds of the gas stations which had recently had accidents, but their search was fruitless.
WXYZ was one of 4 flagship mutual stations, originally born out of an agreement to program swap with New York's WOR, Cincinnati's WLW, and Chicago's WGN.
I can't blame them exactly, Lowry.
In 1936, Mutual obtained coast-to-coast status when they picked up the Don Lee chain of West Coast stations.
Besides, they can't help much.
They say they can't, but I know
It may be true.
By the time this version of the episode was rebroadcast on June 13, 1939, the Green Hornet was running nationally.
Slagle's responsible, all right. There's no doubt about that. Only all the victims claim they saw nobody, heard nothing, and know nothing.
I still say they're scared. How about this guy here? What's his name?
Jennings.
Okay, watch me work.
It'd be about time. Nothing's worked so far.
He isn't out here. Must be inside the station.
Yes, sir. You want some gas?
Mr. Jennings?
That's right. Guess I didn't hear you. I was busy checking over the business I've been doing.
How is business?
Could be better. Who wants to know?
Paying 1 cent tribute and every gallon to Slagle cuts into the profits, doesn't it?
Listen, mister, you here to buy gasoline or what?
Hold on, Mr. Jennings. We don't mean to be rude.
If you want gas, I'll sell it. If you don't, clear out.
You don't understand. We're from the Daily Sentinel.
Sure. He does the reporting, and I take the pictures.
How would you like your picture in the papers, Mr. Jennings?
My picture?
Yeah, the Sentinel's running a series on gas station operators. We want to tell our readers...
Don't kid me.
About some of our leading... Huh?
You heard what I said. You ain't fooling me with that serious stuff. You hear about Bat Slagle, ain't you?
Nice work, Lowry.
Okay, Jennings. I won't stall. How about it? You know plenty about the way Slagle works.
Me? Not a thing.
I suppose Slagle didn't wreck your place last month.
Where'd you get that idea? It was an accident. The gas tank exploded.
Oh, Mr. Jennings, don't hold out on us.
Come on, Jennings. You know it was Slagle. Pin it on him and you'll be a hero.
Yeah, I'd rather be alive.
But
Besides, it wouldn't do any good anyway. I didn't see nothing.
You were here when it happened, weren't you?
Sure, but I didn't see anybody. I tell you, it was an accident. See, an accident.
Just like the rest of them. Afraid to talk.
Listen, you. Take a tip and get out of here before I get mad.
Looks to me as if all of you are yellow.
I'm warning you to get out.
Letting Slagle make monkeys of you. Yellow as a chrysanthemum.
Why, you... Oh!
Uh-oh.
Now get out and stay out. Don't come around again looking for a store. You'll get another poke in the jaw.
Don't tell me, Laurie. The only result of sending you and Miss Binney out is that bruise on your chin.
Oh, the big jellyfish smacked me when I wasn't looking. Doesn't sound much like a jellyfish.
5 months after this episode aired, the Green Hornet joined NBC's Blue Network. The show remained on the network after it was divested and became ABC, continuing all the way until December 5th, 1952.
That had enormous popularity in the Midwest because I remember the Lone Ranger was on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It was a Tuesday or Thursday that the Green Hornet was on.
The Green Hornet was on both days, Tuesday and Thursday, so we had a strip at the same time, 7:30.
That was a half hour, I remember.
That's right.
That.